waiting for I/O, waiting for writes, waiting for reads, doing this specific type of operations, help me out. That's a very good thing to be able to go and do and figure out and have an objective way of saying, okay, I know there's an I/O problem. You may not believe it, but look, here's the graph. So here we have some physical resource weights. Once again, the different colors might represent I/O, memory, CPU, locking, depending on what we're trying to do. So this is not the conclusion of the seminar. This is the conclusion of the wait time. These wait events are now instrumented. Detail improves with each release because they're complex and performance related. Collecting this information gives you the ability to get proactive about your performance and identify the performance issues ahead of time. We do like the Conteo Ignite product. This is what we will frequently bring in when we do a performance and tuning gig. And the reason for that is it tends to take our identification of the issues and drop that from a couple of days to a couple of hours. It's just ridiculously fast to use on your own system. It also lets us get proactive and do all the things that we've talked about. For those of you who are not using this type of a product, I do recommend it. Also, just as an aside, we have built a remote performance management practice around this. For folks where the DBAs are overworked, and if you are a DBA and you're not overworked, you're pretty unusual, we take responsibility for performance management, and we'll install this, and we'll set ourselves up with the alerts, and we do the proactive work for you. If that doesn't interest you, that's fine, but if you are interested in Ignite, give us a buzz. We can help set you up a demo so that you can try this out on your own system. One of the cool things about this, some of the things that we like a lot, it's agentless. It is licensed on a per server basis, not on a per user basis. So there's no reason not to let the DBAs and the IT managers and the developers and the QA staff all get hold of the information. It accesses not only Sybase, but SQL, Server, Oracle, and DB2. And you can do this all from the same warehouse and interface. So that said, I'm a little bit ahead of time, which just means you get a little bit more time to ask questions. Mike, I'm going to invite you at this point to lead me with any questions that happen to be out there. For those of you who are interested, please feel free to shoot me an email about this or anything else at any time. Appreciate your time today over your lunch period or your post-lunch period, and I'm going to turn this back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Jeff. Good presentation as always. Appreciate that. Give me just a second to pull up the Q&A. I had some connection problems while you were talking, and we're back to reading the questions logged from the file, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, let me suggest to the folks who entered questions while I was talking, if Mike had a disconnect and has to go off to the log, it might be easier for you to just simply enter your question in again if, in fact, you had one. And apologies for having to type. You may be able to just copy and paste it from your own chat screen.
Right. I don't see any questions actually in the log itself, Jeff, so. I'm guessing that means we probably didn't have any questions today. Please tip off. So folks, if you've got a question, go ahead and type it in and log around the question and log right now, and Jeff will be able to answer those for you. While you guys are doing that, if you have questions, I just want to thank everybody for attending today. I had some issues at the beginning. I wasn't the only one that had issues with the connections today, so we skipped our little spiel that we usually give at the beginning. Dan talked about mLogica. I'm going to talk very briefly about ISUG. We are an independent organization, and we do represent your interests, the users, which is why we work with partners like mLogica to bring this information to you. It's great that so many of you do connect every single month to these, and as Jeff and Dan have both said, and also Peter in the early tech cast, we do want to present information that is of interest to you. Next month we'll be talking about IQ, which will be something a little bit of a diversion away from the ASE stuff for a month. But if there are other things that you guys want us to focus in on and drill down on in future presentations, please do let us know. You can email me at mike.harold isug.com, and that last name is spelled with 2 R's, Harrold. Or you can send them to Jeff and Dan as well, and we'll work together to get presentations that put together for you. Again, we are an independent organization. We do put these on with the support of our partners like mLogica, and also the continued support from our members who pay for their membership. And we appreciate those of you that do continue to do this, and we look forward to continuing serving you in the future. All right, Jeff, do we have any questions now?
I don't have the question portion on my screen, so I have to defer that to you.
Okay, just give me 1 second, and we'll take another quick look. I don't see anything on the chat log, which is a good sign. A couple of questions. One of them asks about the cost of the Confio product. That is obviously something that will be between the person who asked the question and Confio, and you can contact them directly. I believe their website is www.confio.com. Is that correct, Jeff?
Yes. Do me a favor. If you have that level of interest, shoot me an email, and I'll get you set up with the demo. Very happy to do it, and I know the Confio folks well.
Okay, and another question came in. You mentioned earlier in the presentation that we didn't need all the MDA tables. Do you want to be a little bit more specific about which MDA tables are best to start off with?
Oh, you know what? I've got a list of them someplace. The ones that I turn on, I've got a script, but I don't have it handy. I'll ask you once again, if you will shoot me an email with that question, I will shoot you an email back with the answer sometime today. But there are about 30 MDA tables at this point, and there's only 3 or 4 that I typically look at. And I'll be very happy to share that information with you. I just don't have it on the tip of my tongue.
Okay. Another question. Somebody's actually using Confio right now and is asking what you should look for when wait is waiting for semaphore or buffer read. That's a little technical, I think. Good question for you.
Waiting for semaphore or buffer read. Okay. The semaphore or buffer read are usually those latches that we were talking about. And unfortunately, it has to be taken into context. I'm going to suggest you do a couple of things. One is when you're looking at that, if you haven't done it already, if you click on the actual wait state, it'll bring up a description. It'll also give you links to Sybase and Google Groups and a couple others, so you can do lookups on that. But the other thing that you can do is just take a look at what's going on generally. If you're seeing a lot of that, a couple of things are frequently a problem. One is you're frequently memory starved, and memory starved does not necessarily mean you need to triple the amount of memory you've got. It may just be allocated in ways that the server can't use it. You may need to increase the amount of data cache that you've got. There might be individual data caches which are in heavy contention. I would check the spin locks in the data the data caches in the sysmon output. I would also take a look at the individual queries. Frequently that will happen when you're missing an index and you end up doing table scans when you don't really want to do table scans, and it ends up creaming cache because you're recycling these things through cache endlessly. So a lot of potential causes for that one, and I tend to look at the queries that are experiencing that first and at the global stuff second.
All right. Thank you for that answer, Jeff. Hopefully that answered the person's question.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just check one more time to see if we have any other additional questions. And at this point, we do not. So I think what we'll do at this point, we're going to finish early today, folks, and we appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget the next TechCast is scheduled for October 19th, and we'll be looking at the tips and tricks for Sybase IQ. And again, we encourage everybody to go to www.isug.com and make sure that your membership is up to date, and log into your account and give us some feedback. Tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. And again, appreciate everybody's time today. We'll finish a quarter to the hour, and we'll see you guys next month. Thank you.